Hello friends, my name is Matti McLean, I'm a Canadian Eurovision, and today I am ranking Mario games. I am a child of the 90s, I am a child of Nintendo, that's my dog, and what I'm doing, I've grown up with Mario. I've always loved Nintendo games, I've always loved Mario games in particular, so I'm going to get to rank them today, which is really fun and cool. So we're going to just start from the beginning of this list and just work our way through. So, Super Mario Maker was a great idea. Super cool, super interesting, super engaging. Was it the best game ever invented? No, but it is kind of an infinite game. And for that sake, it's an easy A. You can move that right into the top and it would be fine. Yeah, I'm going to put it in A only because, maybe its legacy isn't quite as much as I thought everyone thought it would be, if that makes sense. I think we all expected this game to be a lot more of a long-term game. And for many it was, but I do find that the thrill of it kind of faded pretty quickly. Maybe I'm being too critical on a game that was actually a pretty huge hit at the time. You know what? A. It's fine. It's a perfectly cromulent game. Let it be. So we have Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. The Mario and Luigi games all kind of just sit in the middle for me. None of them are bad. Well, they're not great. But C's fine. It was one of the better ones. No, this was the one where it was... Yeah, that one was fine. That one was okay. Yeah, I'll leave that there. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the DS. Luigi's Mansion sequel, another fine game. Nothing, I think, that blew my mind, but good. It was definitely solid, so I can leave it there pretty comfortably. Mario and Luigi Bowser Inside Story. I remember this being really funny. So I think that kind of gives it a slight edge over the other Mario and Luigi series, especially the later on ones, because it didn't grow up in a nice way. Yeah, it was fine. I remember it being one of the funnier ones, and so that kind of gives it a little bit more of an edge. The new Super Mario games, controversial. I'm just gonna do all of these at once because new Super Mario's came out, and it was a revelation. It was quite well received. Everyone really enjoyed it. You know what? I can even put New Super Mario's 1. For the sheer impact that it had, it was pretty massive. And New Super Mario 2, the levels were still great, but immediately hitching it to the gimmick kind of kicked itself in the face. It didn't really build upon it in a meaningful way. You just had to get more coins. And when you just have to get more coins, then that doesn't make it a more fun game. It's almost like padding it out. Let's do the least interesting thing about a Mario game, which is collecting coins, and build a game around it. Sure, sounds great, but what is this really? So, I don't know. I'm not going to keep it in the top. I think it's kind of being generous at the bottom. But I don't think the series improved. I feel like the more Mario U or Super Mario games that came out, the more new Super Mario games came out, the less impact it had. I really do feel like it started really strong and then just kind of tanked. It doesn't really go anywhere. They're fun. They're well designed, but they got really, really aggressively mediocre quickly. And it was just because there's no real consistency to them. Not a lot of imagination there. And I just realized I'm going to be really harsh on a lot of these games. So if you're offended, I don't care. So... take it for what it is. And since I kind of looped all of the new Super Mario games, let me just finish up with the new Mario and Luigi games. This, I think, is Partners in Time, which was, again, fine. But I do think it kind of suffers from the same issue as the new Super Mario games, where there was just so many of these Mario and Luigi games that came out all at once. And it definitely has, a less impact as time goes on. Oh, wait, no, that's Partners in Time. Which one's that one? Well, who cares? I'm kind of just proving my point by not even remembering which one was which. The Dream Team I remember being especially... I just don't remember it being very funny and fun. I think that it really was the best with Bowser Inside Story. Maybe it's because it was the first one I played. I don't know if it's actually the first one. But in terms of, how it played out, I do think that it's on the weaker end of the scale. But do they have sticker star? They do. I'll get to the Paper Mario games in a second, because I feel like there's no way to avoid this at this point, so they're just going to come up. They have this really in a weird order. Let's go to the first one. Super Mario Brothers is a classic. It's iconic. You know what? You can't justify putting it anywhere else at the top. It was the first. Is it the best? Not necessarily. Like, in terms of skill and production, obviously we've come a long way since it started. But there is a lot here to go on and to enjoy and to appreciate. So, it's only fair that we keep it in that top area. Super Mario 2, Brothers 2, is it as good? Universally, everyone will kind of say no. Is it still fun and nostalgic and cute? Yes. But is it as good as the original? Absolutely not. It was based around another game called Doki Doki Panic, which a lot of people know about. What a lot of people don't know is that Doki Doki Panic was actually based off of the idea where what if Mario was vertical instead of horizontal. So that's why they kind of went with it, which makes sense overall. But it's kind of interesting how a lot of people are just like, oh, it's not a real Mario game. It's based off of Doki Doki Panic. But I'm just like, yeah, but Doki Doki Panic was based off of Mario in this idea. So very cool. I think that's just a nice little piece of trivia. If y'all ever want to have a nice little bit of trivia going forward. Super Mario Bros. 3 is... everyone knows it's the best. There really is no way around it. It's just kind of universally considered the finest platformer that exists. So, not exactly a controversial opinion there. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go to the Game Boy games next. Another iconic little series. Super Mario Land doesn't get its due, really. And it's often overlooked, but they're fine. For the software at the time, I would consider them both about equal. The second one maybe a bit better, maybe a bit worse, but just, they're Game Boy games. You can't really compare them on the same level to the full-fledged games. We just kind of have to take them at face value a little bit. But, in terms of what they present, it's fine. It's good. I have no real issues with them, so we'll just leave them there. I can't really talk about anything else before I talk about Super Mario All-Stars. Yes, it's a compilation, but you get literally 4 of the best games that have ever been made on a single convenient contraption. So, take that for what it is. You get all 3 great games, and then also the Lost Levels of Mario Brothers Original, which isn't as good, obviously, because it was never quite released here. But for what it is, you have to give credit where credit's due. Next up would be Super Mario World, which undoubtedly is one of the best Mario games that's ever been created. So, without too much controversy, putting Super Mario World 1 up at the top, I think is a bit of a no-brainer. The sequel, Yoshi's Island, really did stand. It really is great. I'm going to put it in the A tier because it definitely deserves its slot, but it's kind of lumped into the other mediocre Yoshi games that came out after it, which have kind of diminished the actual impact of, the name in general. And because of that, I think I'm just going to skip to Yoshi's New Island and say it was not good. It wasn't fun. The transformation elements didn't really lend itself to the game. It's kind of half a Yoshi game, half... No, it's not even a Mario game. I don't even know why they would include it in here. It's not great. It's just not great. What is great is Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, which is... You know what? I'm not even going to be shy about this. It's my favorite Mario game. 100% my favorite, at the top with a bullet, no questions asked. I will take Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars any day. And I've never fully finished it, and I still hold this opinion. Every time I try to play it, something happens towards the end, and I'll either lose all my progress or I'll get destroyed. I have never finished the game, and there's nothing more that I want to do other than that. But because I'm talking about this, it's only fair that we go to Paper Mario next, because Paper Mario is the spiritual successor series for Legend of the Seven Stars. And Paper Mario is good. It's not great. I'll keep it right below New Super Mario Brothers. I think that it has a lot to offer. It's a lot of fun. It's different. It's silly. It carries a lot of the humor. But what really blew it out of the water was Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which was so good. It's kind of right on par with Legend of the Seven Stars before it turns into the Mario and Luigi series, obviously. But Paper Mario Legend the Thousand Year Door is quite interesting, quite engaging, very funny. It does have a backtracking plot at the end that's so needlessly long and tedious, which does kind of prevent it from being like an all-time great, like I would say the first one is. But overall, you can't deny that it has a certain amount of charm and appeal, and it's a lot of fun. But to say that it goes up from here is a lie. Super Paper Mario is a game that I do enjoy. I did like it when I played it, but it loses a lot of the magic. I like the 3D flipping element. I think everyone thought that was a really cool little feature. But in terms of how it develops from there, it doesn't really. So take that for what you will. And then once we get into Paper Mario, Color Splash, and Sticker Star, I have no choice but to put them at the bottom. They're not great. I think that they are some of the worst games I've ever played, to be honest. And you know what? I'm being a little too generous with some of these. Because the more something gets stale, the worse it gets. So I'm just going to justify myself and put those at the bottom. This is technically moving into GameCube era, meaning that I have to talk about Luigi's Mansion next. And Luigi's Mansion is fine. I have no real qualms with it. I think that it's a perfectly good game. Is it as memorable as I want it to be? Not really. It doesn't really stand... Oh, I just realized I'm talking about GameCube games, and I haven't talked about Super Mario 64. Yeah, all-time classic. Problematic in its own way. Controls weren't quite there yet. Cameras, even playing it today, still bugs the crap out of me. Later levels are a little too needlessly difficult, I think. He kind of slides a lot. You know what? I'm convincing myself. Still great, not the best. Follow that up with Super Mario Sunshine. Oh boy. I remember really liking Super Mario Sunshine when it came out. I remember really enjoying it. Replaying it, I think, was a mistake for me because I did lose a lot of love for it. It is tedious. It is really finicky. It's a lot. I don't know. I wouldn't... If you're a completionist, absolutely play the crap out of it. But is it the best game in the world? Not really. Super Mario Galaxy is definitely a step up. I think a lot of people feel that way. I really liked the story element. The only reason I'm not going to put Super Mario Galaxy 2 as high is because it lost that element that I thought was really fun and just became more of a standard level by level thing. Whereas Super Mario Galaxy had still had part of that open world aesthetic without going all the way in. So, for what it is, I can kind of keep that there. Super Mario 3D Land was another excellent game. I would consider it a high B tier because it's really good. It showcased the 3D elements of the 3DS really well. It was very interesting. It was a lot of fun. Super Mario 3D World, I think, did it even better. And I would kind of consider that right above right above Mario Galaxy. I think it's a better game. That extra time that they just had in terms of being able to create something that had a little bit more flavor to it, a little bit more dynamism to it, I really enjoyed it. I think that a lot of other people did too. But I do think that Mario Odyssey was definitely the return to form. Easy top 5. I don't know if it beats Mario World or Mario 3 in terms of massive impact, but I have to say I really enjoy it overall. So to compare my results to the universal results, I see some things I vehemently disagree with. Super Mario RPG's Legend of Seven Stars in D tier? How dare you people? What is wrong with you? A lot of the other ones I think that are popular were obviously going to be up here. They put Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 in S tier, which is fine. Greatest game of all time, Super Mario 64, I don't know. Mario 3 not being at the top is a strange choice. I am clearly commenting against children here because y'all do not know what you're talking about. But overall, still, you can't go wrong with Mario games. They're classics for a reason. I think we all kind of agreed that a lot of these ones were not the best. So, take that for what it is. But Mario Legend of the Seven Stars at the bottom, absolutely not. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door in C tier, absolutely not. These deserve to be higher, for sure. But this is just me complaining. So what do you think? What's your favorite Mario game? Comment below, let me know, because it helps me out. If you like what you've seen here, like and subscribe, because that also helps me out. And I'm also always around. So if you want to talk to me, you can find me on Twitter, online at The Big Shabam, on Twitter and Instagram, I should say. And finally, if you like what I'm wearing, this is called Focus. It's available on my store called onesheetgeek.com. It's where I take my artwork and I print it on clothing. So if you like what you see, let me know, and I can always make stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.